Guys, I am super excited by today. This is the first day that I'm gonna actually go crabbing. Never been crabbing in my life. I've got a video up that shows you how I set up these crab pots. Today, I'm gonna drop them for the first time. And it's beautiful weather. I'm gonna get out there in the marsh and I'm gonna drop these 2 crab pots, go fishing, try to catch redfish, maybe a flounder, and come back and check the pots and see what we can catch. Join me out in the marsh. Okay, so we are packed up, loaded down, and ready to go. I've got just a few extras since I'm going crabbing. I've got a 5-gallon bucket that I'm going to use to put the crabs in. I've got some gloves that I have, and I've got some crab tongs that I'm going to use. I've got the standard stuff for fishing, and then I've got these 2 crab pots which I'm going to set up out there. And I've got my bait in the cooler, which is a bunch of blue crab fueled soaked chicken necks. And what I plan on doing is using the extra juice, because these are brand new crab pots. I'm going to use the extra juice and just kind of pour around the crab pot, because one of the phenomena that I've noticed or seen online from you other YouTubers, thank you very much for the tips, is that brand new crab pots don't fish as well because they smell new. They have to actually soak for days before you can call them efficient at fishing and catching crabs. But as you can look out here, just at the launch, you see buoys. Those are commercial fishermen buoys all the way up and down here. We have a very famous fish place here called Hull's. It's a fish market as well as a restaurant. I believe that's their buoys, and they catch fish. So I don't know where to put my traps, so I'm gonna follow their lead and try to figure out in this current where to place them. And I want to set them closer to the launch when I initially do it, just because I know I'm going to be coming back here rather than making an extra trip. But I'm going to try not to interfere with their buoys or anything like that. But it's a good tip for me to follow what the commercial guys are doing, because they do it professionally. So again, let's get out there and see what we can catch. 5.6, there's a little ledge right there on the bottom. I'm looking, you can tell, I'm looking right at the Garmin for how deep it is. So we're in 5 or 6 feet of water, but it's not really moving that much. And I thought it was supposed to move. So I'm gonna go a little farther up because I see some ripples up here. Yeah. I'm just drifting, and we're at 6 feet, so it's certainly deep enough. So let's grab a trap. I'm going to turn it over on its back. Let's see here. I'm going to pull out the buoy and stuff, which should float, and the line. Might as well get those wet, make sure the line sinks. Latch my rod cord, but just one of them closed. There it is. And then I'm going to have to cut it back out a little bit. And then open the bait cage here. Okay, nice little basket. It's gonna definitely drip and get all over me, so I can see why these guys do it on a boat. So I'm just gonna put on my gloves. And open my chicken necks. I don't know, is there a clean way of doing this? Got it kind of centered over the top, but I'm sure my legs are going to be blue. Hold that open, and then I'm going to put about half of these chicken necks in there. Oh, yeah, it's already splashing on me. Do you guys use this blue crab fuel? It's supposed to get the scent out there. That's probably about half of them. Close that cage up. Close its bag up. It's gonna be, yeah, it's already spilling on me. Rather than put all that stuff on this one, I'm gonna just let that sit. So the other thing is that the current, so you want the doors to be facing where the current is. Now there's not much current, which is probably not a good thing for doing this, but got my line in the water. It's off the left side of my boat, so I'm just gonna drop that pot right here, and it has to go. If I grab it by the harness, it'll go. So you see the stuff in there? Let's see. All right, there goes the first pot. Make sure that line sinks down. And while I've got that there, I'm gonna set a waypoint. Okay, first pot down. Got a little bit of blue stuff on me. And there's our pot, floating. It's a good thing. Okay, so there's our first pot. I'm going to try two different areas rather than the same area, just because I'm learning. So, but it's doing exactly the design of it. I wanted that little handle so I could grab it. It's got my recreational R on it. It's got some more identification stuff. My registration is there. So I'm just going to set it here. Hopefully there's some crab in this area. Maybe up against that bank there. And we're gonna go set up our next pot. And right in this open area, there's some current moving. So I'm gonna assume this is a great place. And I don't expect too much boat activity, especially in the middle of the day. We're in 4 foot of water right here. 4.2. 4.1. So I'm gonna get it out here. Kind of in this open area. 3.9, 4.0. So we're going to be, that other one's in about 6 foot deep. We're going to be in about 4 foot deep. So let's get our trap baited and get it dropped. Maybe I'll pour the blue crab fuel once I get this thing overboard. I'll pour it on. Okay. Got our bait right here. And maybe this one will be. I think I had 4 or 5 chicken necks in there. In the cage. These chicken necks have turned. Yeah, there's more. I should have put a few more in the other one, but oh well. But these chicken necks have thoroughly turned blue. This one's going to be the extremely well baited cage, and I'm going to pour this blue stuff and get it blown back. So the current is going that way. So I want to flip this over. I want the openings to be like that. Get that off the harness, twist it on the harness there a little bit. Okay, just want that to be like that. And just because now that this thing is over the Gonna let the boat, try to hold on to it a little bit and just pour this over, because I don't want that stuff around me. Okay, so it has to sit like that. Now I'm going to set my waypoint. Okay, got my 2 waypoints down. Got cleaned up from the blue crab fuel. Now it's time to go fishing. Hitting right over here. Well, this stream, this current should be good for fish. Should be set up. Oh, got one. Got one, guys. Yeah, got one, and he hooked himself. And it looks like a snook, a little baby snook, and he hooked himself. So we're just gonna pick him up and let him go. Little teeny snook. Hi, guy. Yeah. There you go. There you go. We got a little snook. Pretty fish. Hooked himself because I didn't want to set the hook on him. Beautiful little teeny snook. So let's get him off the boat. There you go. Little snook. Right back in the water. There you go. Did I get one, guys? I got one. Got one. Yeah. Looks like a snook. Looks like a big old snook. He's right here at the boat. Oh, and he let it go. It looked like a snook. Got one, guys. Oh, that was a snook. He hit it and then he started swimming toward the boat. So when I set the hook, he was a line. That was a snook. Wow, 3rd one today. Learning from these guys. Did I get one? I got one, guys. Got one, and he's stand down, so I'm hoping this is a redfish. Oh, he let it go. He let it go. Ah, I hope that was a redfish, and it probably was, because he would have jumped if it was a snook. How did I miss it? He was probably facing in my direction. Ah. Upset I missed that redfish today, but we still got a chance while we go find these pots. Our crab pot float is, the second one is right there in front of us. The current is now moving in a different direction. So you're supposed to lay them so that the doors are facing the current. And I did that when I first laid it. The current was coming this way, and now it's kind of moving that way. So it says it's 4:58, and we are right on top of the crab pot buoy. It didn't, and look at that. We are, if you can see it, 4:04:49. 4 hours and 5 minutes on this soak, the first soak. And there we go. Okay guys, first crab pot pull ever. The line was down. I feel the pot. It feels heavy, but I've never felt a pot before. Harness is up. And one crab. Hey, we got our first blue crab. Take a look at that crab right there. So we got one blue crab in there. And he's trying to get out, but he's not going to be able to. My guess is he's not a huge crab, but we caught one. First blue crab ever. One crab in this pot. So he's down at the end, and look at that. There he is, flapping around. He is pretty small, but guess what? Being the first, he's coming home. So we're gonna unlatch that, and I'm gonna grab my tongs because I've never touched one of these things before. These chicken necks are blue, so you don't want to put your bait in the water. I heard. Never worked these tongs before either. Man, these things are tight. So let's see. It's got his claws. Whoa, I think I hit something there. Got his claws tucked in. And looks like it's a female because it's got red tips, and she is fighting me, but I got her. Okay, and she's got a hold of it. I just need to make sure she's got the red tips on her claws. See that? That's like lipstick. So definitely is a blue crab, and she does not have eggs, so she's going to go back in the bucket. There you go. And she's squirming around back there. Might be a little warm back there. I should bring some water out and drop it in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to not use those chicken necks anymore. But I'm going to just hook this on there. There we go. Oh, one clip on my harness came off. Let's see, I don't know if I did that myself or, but I'll put it back on there pretty easily. Put our crab trap there. There we go. Put my stand-up assist strap. Unfortunately, it's in the water. Oh, I know what I need to do. Let's put all of our gear and flotation stuff in here. In the basket itself. Okay. Put that on top in case we need to pull it. Now I'm just going to take a rag, kind of wet it. The sun's beating down. I think I got him covered up there. Got her covered up. Okay, in the future, I'm not sure I'm going to take any females. The reason is you can have the ones without the eggs. There are no size restrictions. That's probably a pretty small crab. Not going to have too much meat on it. But it's kind of nostalgic. We'll see how many are in this other pot up here. See if we let her go or keep her. But you want to keep the population of crab going. The blue crab females can only mate once in their life. And the males, I guess they can play around and mate as much as they want. So, a female that doesn't have eggs, you don't know if she's already mated, I guess. Probably this one has not, which is all the more argument to just release her. So we'll see. Who knows? I may release her after a picture opportunity. I'm just trying to key off of these professionals. Not trying to steal your crabs or pots or anything like that by any means, but I'm trying to learn from you guys. Since you get paid to do this and I don't. So I'm actually liking this location even better because I laid the pot entrances along the canal the way the water is currently flowing, and although there wasn't any current here before, there certainly is now. So hopefully it's been this way for a while. All right. There's our crab pot there. Just gotta grab it. It's right there. Boom. Nice handle. It's my crab pot. All right, guys, we're pulling up the second crab pot. We're in 5.7 feet of water. Ooh, this one's a little bit behind me here. Oh, and it's a little heavier, it feels, but you never know. And let's see what we are able to catch. Absolutely nothing. One leaf. No crabs. And look at that, a chicken bone off the bottom. Chicken neck off the bottom. So they probably didn't have to. Look at that, chicken neck, blue one. Pulled it right out of the bottom. So not sure that was so we caught one crab. One crab today. Maybe this isn't the best spot here. Oh, we caught one crab today, two crab pots. A small lady crab. After a 4-hour soak, and this second pot soaked even longer. Probably 4.5 hours because we dropped it off first too. So what are we taking home? Possibly one crab. And possibly not. Alright guys, well, that was my first time out crabbing. Thanks for watching. There's the truck. We're going to be at the truck soon. And I'll decide whether to keep this small lady crab or not. As always, thank you. Click like and subscribe. And I'll see you next time out on the marsh. Okay, so he seems to be saying, let me go. She's a small lady crab. So we're gonna let her go. Oh, the fight is on. Come on. you to lose your claw. There you go. So first crab ever.